Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students and physics enthusiasts. Today's problem is a multi-concept problem application on standing waves, speed of a mechanical wave on a string, and the Archimedes principle. How do you compute the density of an unknown liquid that is displaced by a rock attached to the string? Just stick around till the end of this video. Watch and learn. And here is the problem. A large rock that weighs 164.0 Newton is suspended from the lower end of a string that is 3.00 meters long. The density of the rock is 3.20 times 10 to the third power kilogram per meter cube. The mass of the string is small enough that its effect on the tension in the string can be ignored. The upper end of the string is held fixed. When the rock is in air, the fundamental frequency of transverse standing waves on the string is 42.0 Hz. When the rock is totally submerged in a liquid, with the top of the rock just below the surface, the fundamental frequency for the string is 28.0 Hz. What is the density of the liquid? It's given in figure 1. The piece of rock has a density denoted by the Greek letter rho equal to 3.20 times 10 raised to the third power kilogram per meter cube. And the weight of the rock, labeled as small letter W, is equal to 164.0 Newton. The length of the string, which holds the piece of rock, has a length, capital L, equal to 3.00 meter. The other end of the string, of course, is fixed and attached to a stable horizontal support here. And when the rock is not yet immersed in the liquid, but rather we say that the rock is still in the air, the fundamental frequency of the standing wave in the string, denoted by small letter f1, equals 42.0 Hertz. But when the same rock is completely submerged in an unknown liquid, the fundamental frequency of the standing wave in the string is now 28.0 Hertz. So take note that the rock is totally submerged in the liquid. And our target variable in this problem is the density of the unknown liquid, denoted by the Greek letter rho. One basic principle or concept in standing wave is the relationship between the what we call fundamental frequency of a transverse standing wave that is produced in a string, right? If the number of loops, okay, represented by small letter n, if the number of loops is 1, right, then we're just talking about that portion of the wave pulse, okay, representing the part of the standing wave which we call the antinode. In this illustration, there are two antinodes, and two antinodes will make up a one complete wave, and the distance between this node and that node is a wavelength. Half of the wavelength, okay, is represented by this what we call loop. So the small number n here is any integer such as 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if n is 1, then we're talking about the fundamental frequency f1. All right. F1 therefore would be equal to the speed of the wave pulse v divided by twice the length of the string. All right. That is the least possible number of loops that we can have. All right. And the speed of the wave pulse or standing wave, small letter v, can be represented by the square root of the tension force, capital T, divided by the constant linear density of the string, right? And then divided by 2L. Okay, that is for the fundamental frequency, small f1, right? So, from this equation, we can isolate the constant U, referring to the linear density of the string. So it will become capital T divided by F1 squared times 4L squared, right? So this tension force capital T is given in the problem because it is equal to the weight mg of the rock when the rock is still in the air. Okay. F1 is given in the problem, and the length of the string is also given. So when you substitute, we get the linear density U equals 164.0 Newton divided by the product of the square of F1, 42.0 Hertz squared, and then times 4 times the length of the string, 3.00 meter, which will be squared first before multiplying by 4. Doing our math, we get the constant linear density of the string equal to 164.0 Newton divided by 6.35 times 10 to the 4th power meter squared per second squared. All right. So we finally get the value of the linear density U equal to 2.58 times 10 raised to the negative 3 kilogram per meter. Again, this is constant for a particular kind of string. Our next stop, in the second situation, when the same rock and the same string are transferred to a container, all right, such that the rock is completely submerged in the liquid, as shown in figure 2. Take note, the rock doesn't touch the bottom of the container, right? And we are here to determine the new tension force in the string, right? As given in this equation, which has also been derived from the original uh, main concept we had presented earlier, right? From the fundamental frequency of the transverse standing wave, small f1, being equal to the square root of the force tension, capital T, divided by the linear density, small u, divided by twice the length of the string. All right. We isolated the tension force, capital T, and came up with this working formula. All right. Take note, in this new formula, we are dealing with the same length of the string, the same linear density of the string, but as given in the problem, we now have a new fundamental frequency of the transverse standing wave produced in the string. Small f sub 1, okay, has a new value, right? And as suggested by this equation, the tension force, capital T, okay, depends directly on the fundamental frequency F1. All right. Why do you think the tension, capital T, and the fundamental frequency small f1 are dependent on each other, right? A decrease in the tension would also mean a decrease in the fundamental frequency, or a decrease in the fundamental frequency would also correspond to a decrease in the force tension, capital T, right? So let's see. And substituting the quantities to determine the amount of the force tension, capital T, we get capital T equal to 4 times the square of the length of the string, 3.00 meter, then multiplied by the constant linear density of the string, 2.58 times 10 to the negative 3 kilogram per meter, and then multiplied by the square of the fundamental frequency, right? 28.0 hertz. So take note, you still need to square that. So when you do our math, we get the amount of the force tension, capital T, right? equal to 72.8 Newton. Earlier on, we've seen that the tension force in the string when the rock is still in the air is just equal to the weight mg of the rock, 164.0 Newton. But when the same rock is completely submerged in the container of the unknown liquid, the tension force has now reduced to 72.8 newtons. So obviously, we say that there is a decrease in the amount of force or tension force in the string. Okay? Aside from the string pulling the rock upward and force of gravity pulling it downward, there is an additional force. Okay? This force comes about because of the amount of liquid that is displaced by the rock. And this force exerted by the liquid on the rock is pushing it vertically upward, or it's buoying up the rock, hence the word buoyant force. Okay? If you look at our vector diagram, we have here the three vertical forces acting on the rock. We have the force of gravity mg directed downward. We have the tension capital T directed upward, and the buoyant force exerted by the liquid on the rock also directed upward. So if you're going to express this buoyant force, okay, in terms of the tension capital T and the weight mg, our expression becomes Bf equals mg minus capital T. Right? In other words, the apparent loss of weight of the rock when it is submerged in the liquid is actually the amount of the force exerted by the liquid on the rock, trying to buoy the rock upward or trying to push the rock upward. And that is buoyant force, mg minus capital T, or 164.0 Newton minus 72.8 Newtons, which is, of course, 91.2 Newtons. So this is the amount of the buoyant force, which actually can also be defined as the weight of the liquid displaced by the rock. Okay? And then we are going to use another definition of buoyant force. Aside from Bf equals mg minus T, we can also express the buoyant force as the product of the liquid's density, the volume of the displaced liquid, and acceleration due to gravity. All right? This originates from mg, the mass of the displaced liquid, and acceleration due to gravity. But instead of mass m, we just represent the mass m of the liquid displaced by the product of the density of the liquid, all right, that's rho of the liquid, multiplied by the volume of the liquid displaced. And then again, since the rock is totally submerged in the liquid, we can make use of the volume of the rock to represent the volume of the displaced liquid, right? So we are also going to determine the volume of the rock because that is the same as the volume of the displaced liquid, right? Given the weight of the rock, okay, we can find its mass, and therefore, by dividing it by the given density of the rock, we can find the volume of the rock, that is, the volume of the displaced liquid. We determine the volume of the displaced liquid in terms of the volume of the rock, since the rock is completely submerged in the liquid. That is, we just divide the mass of the rock, 16.7 kilogram, by the density of the rock, 3.20 times 10 to the third power kilogram per meter cube, and get the volume of the displaced liquid equal to 5.22 times 10 raised to the negative 3 meter cube. And finally, we are now ready to compute the density of the unknown liquid. Okay, we simply divide the buoyant force by the product of the volume of displaced liquid and acceleration due to gravity. That is, density of the liquid equals 91.2 newtons. This is the computed buoyant force, and then divided by the product of the volume of the displaced liquid, 5.22 times 10 to the negative 3 meter cube times 9.80 meter per second squared. So when you do our math, we arrive at the density of the unknown liquid equal to 1,780 kilogram per meter cube in 3 significant figures. And that concludes our tutorial. May I say mabuhay sa ating lahat. Till the next episode, MashaAllah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.